Hey, greetings and salutations. I'm Big Brother. Gonna go over the last 10 things I've sold. Um, I'd go over the last 12, but I haven't sold that many. These are all auctions. Well, less a few, but uh, these are the results of the auctions that I ran last week. As of uh, in July, first week of July. Um, I ran them from Saturday to Saturday, and everybody paid almost immediately. Really, no problems. So, yeah, this is how I'm going to be doing things from now on. I'm going to be running about a dozen auctions every Saturday, to Saturday, or Monday to Saturday, which would be the 5-day auctions. Probably, honestly, going to do Monday through Saturday because I'll get a better bump in views. I'll explain that some other time. Anyway, let's hop into it. First thing that sold was this lot of handwritten correspondence. Really nothing special about it. There's probably about 30 or so letters from a brother to his sister, and they're all written, as the title shows you there, from 1937 to 1939. One on the bottom right here, 1942. It had its own special letterhead. See if I can get it come up here. There's a picture of all the. Oh, there's a good picture. Okay, I don't know why that. Yeah, this Dillsboro Health Resort. There is also a special letterhead in it. So these people might have bought it for all the correspondence or whatever. Anyway, auction ended 8:50. All this stuff would have been thrown away. They're just letters. Nothing special about them. The next one up, these were made so numerously that it's a good possibility that you might be able to find these out in the wild very easily. World War II ration books. There's a set of 4 of them, and this happens to be number 3. And it had the majority of the stamps in them. I think they came with maybe 200 stamps, and this one had 189. You don't have to sit here and count them all either because every stamp is marked with a number, so you know. Anyway, it's in condition. It wound up selling for 4.25. Again, this is just stuff that was gonna be thrown away by people, and I said no, let me try and sell it. Yep. See, only sold these for $1. What was the whole point? Well, you know, they're just ticket stubs. Nothing special about them. Maybe except for this thing here in the back, which is Helio Castroneves, winner of the Indianapolis 500. That year, anyway. That's what a ticket stub from the Indianapolis 500 looks like. So, there you go. And all these ticket stubs here are from the Terrace, which is, well, you look it up and you'll see. But there's some in here that say $65, so those are much older ones. And then the ticket prices start going up. There's some in here. That one back there says 65, and then the much newer ones with the shiny red spectral stuff, those say 350. So, you know, that's a big increase. Anyway, the whole lot sold for $1, and which is $1 more than I'd expect they'd sell for. This was not an auction. A person sent me a letter saying they saw them at auction and they wanted to buy them, and I gave it to them for $9. That was the best offer. I've got like maybe a quarter into both of these. So, okay, there you go. Barbie stuff is selling. All my Barbie stuff is selling very quickly. The movie coming out is helping this stuff sell. So if you got anything Barbie, get it out there. These were at the bottom of a lot, and they're not authenticated. These are signatures of Indy 500 drivers. I'm in Indianapolis, so coming across Indianapolis 500 and Brickyard 400 stuff is fairly easy for me. Every state has that certain something that they have access to better than all the other states. Mine just happens to be the Indianapolis 500. So, yep, that's wound up selling 6 bigs, $5.61. I really don't have much more to say to it about that, but yeah, they were at the bottom of a lot. There you go. This is fly tying material. I recognize this at the auction. I managed to pick up all these for $7.50. It is called dubbing. If you ever see the fur in the bag, it is meant for fly tying, as in making your own fly fishing lures. They're not really lures, they're called flies. Yeah. This is, like I said, I recognize it right away. This is something I used to do as a kid, was make my own flies. So I recognize what all this stuff was. This stuff here where it says elk and deer hair. Um, that is from a brand known as Wapsi, and apparently that's high quality stuff. So, whoops. So that's something to be looking out for if you ever see that out in the wild. And this stuff is more than likely to be seen in the wild, like at a garage sale, than it is at an auction. So. Next up is a pen. I had this pen listed for, oh well, since January. It finally sold. Here it is, the beginning of July. So, the first week of July. Sold this pen for 12 bucks. It's kind of a rare pen, but it's set for such a long time that I finally just shot the person a number. You know, they gave me some stupid thing. They said like $4, I think. They offered me $4, and there's no way I'm going to take $4 on a pen. My minimum on a pen is $10, period. Otherwise, they're not worth listing. So I shot them back in an offer of $12, and they actually accepted it and paid almost immediately. So it's probably worth a little bit, but you know, I'm done with it. It's no longer sitting in my store. And like I said, it sat there for 6 months, so I'm glad to get rid of it. Next up is this lot of vintage lapel pins, hat pins, whatever you guys want to call them. These weren't in the greatest of shapes. They had some scuffing on their covers, and as you can see, they're a little discolored. And this is the discoloration is something you're going to see in vintage pens. These are from the 70s, every single one of them. I still have more. I don't know, $1.25. I feel like I got robbed, honestly. But you know, they sat in my store for such a long time that Maybe not. So I just put them out to auction, and if they sell, they sell. I can't remember how much I've had into them. I've had these things for a long time, so just time to throw them out to auction, let people pay what they want, and move them on down the road. That's how I feel about that. So, yep, buck and a quarter, had two bids. There weren't a whole lot of eyes on it. Lapel pins is a saturated market. These things are teeny weeny. They're, as it implies, micro machines. They're not real micro machines, but that's kind of how you put down all these things like that. But they're from Ertl, and it's all these. These were purchased by a first-time buyer. Had zero feedback. They made their account the day the auction started, so I was their first purchase, and I was pretty sure that they weren't going to pay because of that. I was wrong. So, don't be afraid to sell things to first-time buyers. Everybody starts somewhere. Just because they've got zero feedback and uh, a rather new account doesn't mean they're scammers, okay? That's, you guys are watching too much of that stuff. That's how they get you to watch scammer this and scammer that. But the reality is hey, everybody's got to start somewhere, and these people started on me. There you go. 10 bids, $9.50, shipped to Mexico. And the last thing, I just sold this last night. Didn't even ask for a best offer. I would have knocked a couple bucks off, but they paid outright. Uh, it's a manual for uh, pressure cooker for canning, and I typically sell a lot of canning stuff uh, towards the end of the gardening season. I used to be an avid gardener. My physical limitations now prevent me from really gardening anymore. So, I've got a lot of these things laying around. It's ephemera, ships easy, ships cheap, and it sells. I was sitting in my store for about 4 months. So don't be, just because it's a manual to a piece of kitchen appliance or whatever, don't be so eager to throw it away. If it's in fairly decent shape, you can just sell it. Uh, Ephemera. I love ephemera. So there we go. Anyway, those are the last 10 items, and everybody stay profitable. Uh, don't be so eager to throw everything away. Um, Stay profitable, and ta-ta for now. Boo, boo.